This is Richard Fowler. I'm John Kilpatrick with Yokomen Aikido, Louisville, Kentucky, USA. And today I want to look at leading a Yokomen Uchi. And it's much more common to see people leading skis and shomen-uchis, but you can lead Yokomen really effectively. And so the way we do this, you have a map. Now, if he's striking with a shomen or a Yokomen Uchi, I mean a shomen or a ski, what we're doing is coming and bringing our hand right beside his hand or right beside the weapon. But we want him to be attacking our hand rather than our body. So we're substituting the hand for our body. And so on that, the way we're doing that is when he strikes, I'm bringing my hand across my body and so that he picks up the hand and attacks it rather than the body. Now with a Yokomen Uchi, you can't do it exactly that way because it's coming from the side. So what I do is put my hand up here, so he's striking at my face. I put the hand up here between my face and his hand. Now I'm going to reach out to do that. I don't have it this close to me. So go slow. And when he'll try to cut my hand, and that's reflexive. I mean, you know, people can figure out some kind of a trick to make themselves strike at you anyway, but you know, you've got to do something unnatural. A natural strike won't do it. So he strikes, and now Starov, this Russian who does a lot of, he has people attacking him with Russian boxing kind of, he has some videos where he has a Russian boxer striking at him, and so he's leading and he'll stand up against the wall where he can't move back at all. Sometimes I have a hard, sometimes I get hit doing that. I don't get it well enough every time for it to work. But the point is that he does tend to follow the hand, and probably if I practice that enough, I would get where I could do it where he'd follow the hand. So I can lead with either hand. Here, I'm leading with this one and he follows the hand. I can lead with the other hand and he follows the hand. So this is really a good exercise to use, and you don't need a knife in your hand. You know, he can just do it with his hand. And this is where Starov is doing it, and he's demonstrating. Here's a guy that's not one of his students, he's a boxer, and the guy's swinging at him, and he can keep the guy from hitting him. And when he does this, you know, all kind of people will comment that this is fake and fraud and everything else. Well, it's not. You know, Starov it really does that very well. So that's a good exercise when you're starting off to get the hang of the leading. Now, when you're doing this as a technique, you pivot. You don't just stand there. And so if he's striking, then I pivot out of the way. And what I'm going to do with my hand is this. When he strikes, see my hand is out here, then I just drop my hand so that I end up in his face. So it'll look like this. And then I would follow that and make it, you know, we don't stop like that. We used to strike and stop the strikes, but we want a way of practicing where we can practice our technique safely, where nobody gets hurt, so there's no pain compliance. There's nothing that, we're not really, I was watching one of the top Aikido people today, watching some of his videos, and he's poking his partners in the throat. And he gets really good ukemi. Boy, they get out of there because, you know, getting hit in the throat is pretty unpleasant. But we don't do anything like that. If we can't throw you using leading and breaking structure, then we figure we can't do it. Now we're doing striking movements, but we're just touching the person and using that to help break their structure. Then if we were in a real fight and we felt like we had to hit the person, we could, but we know our throws are going to work because we're not hurting anybody. They don't have to be afraid of us. They can attack however they want to. So if I do the kokyunagi then, and he strikes, so that's how we would normally practice this. And I can do the same thing with the other hand. So he strikes, and my hand's there. And there's the Arimi Nagi. So this is now I can also do those leading movements. I like going toward the attacking hand. That's what I prefer. But I might not be able to go that way because somebody's there, the wall's there, there's some reason I can't go there. We can also go the other way. So if he strikes, I can pivot this way. Or I can pivot this way. So you can lead these either going to the front or to the rear. And you can use either hand. You can do what you want. Now, we also do this with Joes, and it works really well with Joes. So if he's striking and he wants to hit me with the sweet spot, and the sweet spot of a Joe is 1/5 the length from the end of the Joe. So he would be striking there. So if he's striking it, now we need our distance. Yeah, I need to get back further. So if he's striking there, then I'm trying to meet him about 1/5 of the way. So he strikes, and my lead is here. Same thing as if we were doing an empty hand. So again, we'll do it slowly. He's striking, and I just drop that down and come into it. Now, there's a tendency, I know in our basic Joe kata, he swings a Joe, and we swing at each other, and then I drop and come back here. That is too slow, because by the time I strike and swing around like this, he's just going to pull his Joe back and stab me. So that ends up being Uchi. That happens in 2 beats. And I always want to hit my partner at the same time he would hit me. And that time, he doesn't get a chance at another strike. So if he's striking and I do this, I'm hitting him so close to the same time he would hit me that he doesn't get a chance for another strike. So that's, there are other ways of leading with a Yokomen Uchi, and we'll do other videos about them. But these are kind of our bread and butter ways of defending using leading with Yokomen Uchi.